I never do scripts when it comes to these types of videos. I just spill my thoughts out. Um, but it's pretty much biblical, although it doesn't say anything about cryptocurrency. What it does say is pretty much about a system. So, what we have is the rise of cryptocurrency getting more mainstream, more widespread, more government regulations, right? Now, I'm not saying cryptocurrency is the mark of the beast or whatever. What I'm saying is the mark of the beast can have cryptocurrency technology implemented whenever it comes. Strongest theory with that would be some type of implant. So they're getting everyone to accept isolation because of this virus, putting on a mask so people complying with what they want, and then we already have what 30 or 40% of United States at least with one vaccination. So it's people complying with that. Also typing stuff. So yeah, it's just a string of things. You create a messed up society where create a messed up society where people don't know what's going on. You simply you mess with them. Just make it seem like everything is fine, but secretly they're controlling. Sorry, I get distracted. But hey, you could just fast forward till I get some actual points. So you create this system where people are like they're self-aware, but they can't do anything about what goes on. Because one moment you're living your life, and you wake up the next day to some shocking news thing where like, oh no, lockdown, this and that. Everyone's freaking out, screaming, acting up, not knowing what to do. And then they just comply because they're scared, because this fear will influence people to not have rational decision making, but just believing in people that they deem as leaders or whatever. But in reality, it's a joke because they're not out for your best interest. They're out for their best interest. It's about what they feel is best for. It's not even about what they feel. It's about what they want you to believe that they feel. They just want death, destruction, misery, self pleasure, fulfillment, instant gratification, and that's how they get by. Because they don't know what's going on. They are driven by Satanism. They're driven by the world, worldly lusts, and they don't care. They couldn't give two craps about how it affects other people. They don't believe in a savior. They don't believe in a heaven. They don't believe in a hell. They believe in right now, this earth. And they're sick and twisted, and they don't And you might be saying, who's they? Well, it's the ones that run the show. It's the 1%. People that sell their soul for money, fame, fortune, power, popularity, fame, whatever you want to call it. The ones that are being drawn by strings, being told what to say and do and what to wear. Guys wearing dresses, people jumping over to the other side as far as what they believe their gender is, ridiculing people that misrepresent who they claim to be. Too bad. Oh no, my hair is longer. I must be a girl. If you want to call me a girl, you can call me a girl. I'm a guy. But you can call me whatever you want to call me because that's your business. I'm not going to cry about it. I don't care. I don't care if what you want to call me because at the end of the day, I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of opinion. You can believe what you want. You can say what you want. You can feel how you want to feel. It's none of my business how you feel about me. But don't have that double standard where you can think however you want to think about me, but then you want to get people locked up for the way they feel about you. That's a joke. That's hypocrisy at its finest. This world is just filled with double standards. Oh, my body, my choice. Oh, if it only pertains to what you agree and what you disagree with, right? If I don't want to wear a mask, my body, my choice. Then they can say, well, your choice is affecting others. But when it comes to abortion, that choice is affecting something else, right? Another being. Oh, that's different. No, it's a joke. It's a sick joke, to be 100% honest. But if somebody murders a pregnant woman, why is it a double homicide? But when the doctor does it, oh, it's just science. It's just my body, my choice. Out of here. What a joke. So, getting back to the whole crypto thing, they want it so people are used to being isolated, not knowing what's going on. Heck, there's going to be people that's afraid of touching paper money. For real. They're going to be afraid to touch paper money. Well, this is just convenient. The internet technology is so fast now. We have 5G, 1 gigabit plus connections. Everything's so instant. Everyone's switching over to it. Elon Musk is promoting this, Dogecoin that, Ethereum, all these cryptocurrencies. Why not just get rid of all the paper money and all the coin? Matter of fact, Bitcoin is becoming much more uh like it's pretty much getting bigger than gold. So going beyond the gold standard, I feel like God is upset about that because God made a physical mineral, material, whatever, gold, right? All this pressing and pressing for so many years. And then for people to value the digital binary zeros and ones screens over what God made. Although, yeah, it takes electricity and other stuff for the Bitcoin to be mined and all that. It's just funny. It's sad because I'm not against cryptocurrency. I'm just against what I know is going to happen involving it. They're just going to have everyone utilize it. It's going to be like a universal coin, like Beast Coin or something. It's going to be for world payments. Amazon's going to be a part of it. You know, you have your microchip implanted inside of you, and then you just walk into a store, put an item in your cart or even in your pocket. There would be no checkouts. There'd be nobody to like. All it would be is just AI, and then maybe like some manned guards in case somebody does cause a ruckus. But they could just walk out the front door, and then it's just gonna automatically detect using NFC or whatever what's on them, and then it's gonna automatically debit your crypto wallet that's on your chip. That's what it's gonna be. They already have it right now. It's just not implemented in a mandatory like sense. You could still use other currencies. Although realistically, more and more ATMs are being shut down, less and less paper money's being circulated. They got us real quick and easy with credit and debit cards decades ago, several decades ago. Checks and all this stuff. And with internet, all they got to do is just make it so that's it. It's just part of your code in your chip. And then that's just one element that people are going to really sign up to get. They're already signing up to inject themselves with a foreign substance. Why not do it with something that they're going to be deemed as security? Because with these chips, once it's inside of you, I mean, yeah, you can cut it out, but it might be hooked up to you in a way that it's running off your life source. And if you remove it, then your life gets removed. Or you're considered not a citizen. You're considered an alien or something. Or maybe like it has a 6 month pump dose of a vaccine. So it's required to stay in your body so you can keep getting your biannually biannual booster shot or whatever because of another thing that happens that scares people into doing it. And then they'll say, well, there's these sex offenders. We need a way to just monitor them, their every move, where they're at, people on house arrest. It'd be much more effective than an ankle bracelet. So, yeah, they can just look up your national ID, your social security number, or whatever. And then they can give you the Chinese social credit score system where if you fall under a certain number, then you get restrictions. You lose features, you lose benefits, you lose your 10% bonus on your check or whatever they decide to compensate people with for their good behavior, whatever they deem as good, right? And then even your medical history, like people go unconscious, people get lost. They did it with pets for a long time. And they're still doing it where they tag pets so they can find them. Why not just tag people? So your grandfather Billy Joe the Third goes into an accident. An accident happens to him. So then he goes unconscious in a car crash, and then OnStar or whatever finds out, but they don't know exactly, so they just can really pinpoint the body, whether alive or dead, based on their chip. And then when they scan the chip or look it up in the database, they could see, yeah, he has onset type 2 diabetes, and he's had 3 strokes in the past year, and people will be more inclined to getting the chip. And then it'll have your vaccine record on there. Oh, you have your vaccine? Okay, let's scan and see. Oh yeah, it does appear that Dr. Joe O'Reilly from Sunset Hospital and Hollywood Boulevard or whatever did in fact confirm that he gave you the shot, and boom. Okay, you're good to go. Oh, you're part of the royal family. Yeah, here you go. Click, beep, beep. All right, you can go into this club. They already have nightclubs where you have to be scanned in through your chip. Oh, you want to buy food? Oh, you want to clock into your job? Oh, you want to even sign in the school because all these school shootings. Now we're going to have to see who is on the loony bin list, who has been to therapy, so we know where to place that kid or what school to place them. It won't be metal detectors, it'll be implant detectors. Just this crazy dystopian future apocalyptic world that we're going to be in, that we're already in. It's going to take a bit of time for more people to accept it, which the numbers aren't lying when it comes to people accepting these vaccines and masks and all this stuff. Oh, and YouTube, you can't sue me. I'll sue back if you erase my channel for this video because I didn't say anything about masks or vaccines being ineffective. On the contrary, I feel like medicine can that's the key word, can be beneficial. I'm not saying that vaccines don't work. I'm not saying that masks don't work. But I ain't going to get it and I'll never promote it just because I say that. Just because I don't say that it doesn't work doesn't mean I don't think it doesn't, but I'm not saying it doesn't. Wink, wink. Whatever you want to take from that. I'm telling you not to do it. And if they do shut down my channel and I sue, then maybe I'll have enough money to be able to take care of everybody. This controller. It's always a fan of Mario. It's kind of cool how like the star kind of glows. Even all this symbolism right here, the red and blue, you got the star. World is crazy. The Bible says that Satan's going to deceive everybody. Going to deceive the whole world. And since we were born, we were put in this system, being taught by our parents who were also born in the same system. It's just extended. You gotta really be careful with what you allow your mind to be fed. Even everything I'm saying, pray for discernment, pray to understand the truth and the lies and the in between, although there really isn't in between, but sometimes it could be a half truth where, yeah, well, things that I'm saying is truthful, but then there's stuff that, because I could be misinformed basically. I'm not here to mislead you or misguide you. You can believe I am, again, that's your choice to believe that. But I genuinely want every single person to repent and seek God and make it to the kingdom. I want people to not store their treasures here on earth where moths and dust can get to it, but to live a life where you're storing your treasures for the next life where it really matters. This testing ground isn't much of anything in a sense that it's all temporal. It's between 0 years to roughly 80 years. I mean, yeah, you can push a few more years out. You can get to 100. But compared to eternity's sake, I blinked, right? That's your entire life compared to eternity. Just it's a blink of a blink. It's a fragment of a blink. So don't take it too serious when it comes to certain things. Put all your faith in God because God is the one that created everything. So God is also the one that could take away everything. But it doesn't matter if you're big, small, little, tall, fat, skinny, white, black, Mexican, Chinese, Philippines, whatever. None of that matters. Because inside of that exterior is your interior. And even inside of that, with your blood cells and your organs and your bones and your fluids, you have what's unseen by the naked eyes, the spirit. And that's what this war is about. It's the war is your soul, your spirit, and where it's going to go and spend eternity. The devil knows that very well. That there are going to be some people that do make it. Very few. The path is narrow, right? But many of them, probably even including me, the one that has that pride to say, yeah, I'm going to heaven, is probably the one that isn't. But I'm not speaking for anybody. But it's because we, as humans, have fallen so far that it's going to be really hard to make it into the kingdom. So I can say with semi certainty that I know where I'm going. And I can only pray and hope and beg for forgiveness, for mercy, for grace. But statistically, I'm going to hell too. So if there's something in this message that helps you to maybe think outside the box, maybe throw away some of your addictions, maybe to kind of wake up from this matrix. And if you make it to heaven because of this message, not because of the message, but if it helps guide you along that path, that narrow path, and I go to hell and you make it to heaven, well, even Christ himself sacrificed his life for everyone, people that he knew that wasn't going to make it, and vice versa. And as scary and as fearful as this sounds, what the heck? It would be worth it. It would suck because yeah, I'd want to join you up there, but seeing it's just a scary thought. But going to hell is scary in general, so I could say, yeah, well at least I saved or I helped to influence people to get saved and I'm not going. Hell is so bad and scary that it's equivalent to me not helping anybody. So let's just try to make it. Let's throw those fears to the side and let's just go. Let's throw away all of our addictions. I threw away many, but I still have some. And there's some that I've thrown away for a while and then I return to my own vomit like a dog or a pig that gets clean and then going right back into the mud just to get dirty again and actually enjoying it. Pigs enjoy it because it's cold and dark and hey, kind of a weird way to look at it, isn't it? I've been off of porn for a couple weeks now, honestly saying, and it feels humbling, but I've done this before and then I'd relapse. But this time I really plan on sticking with it because there's nothing good about it. You know, you spend all those weeks avoiding it, getting off of it, blah blah blah, just to maybe watch it for 5 minutes to 30 minutes, just to release for like a 10 or 20-second feeling. Then you have that disparity, you have that depression. Even if it felt amazing in the moment, then you have to live with that guilt. Even though I haven't watched it for a few weeks, I'm still feeling guilty because majority of my life from age 8 years old revolved around it. Girls and inappropriate videos. It's busy. But yeah, it's been over 6 years since I've had weed, mushrooms, acid, anything like that. Haven't drank a beer, nothing like that. And it makes me happy that I was able to overcome that. But the whole lust thing is just, it's rough, you know? Lust is just annoying because it doesn't take you anywhere. It's artificial. All these people that are sleeping with each other, making these profiles on these dating apps, pretending to be someone they're not. Sure, they might have like physical attraction, it might look good or something, but really it's all the bull crap tied in to just sleep with that person. It's a joke. And the girl knows what it is, but she gets her power and stuff off the attention, and she might find him attractive or whatever. So it's just two sinners getting together to commit sin. And you have to live with that whether you believe or not, because like even the non-believer, they still feel empty inside. They might not admit it, but they do. They feel empty because it's not anything that's lasting. It's not anything real. There's no real attachment that comes to like purity or loyalty. It's just getting those hormones released for that moment. The eyes of the flesh, the feeling, because you could see without looking. Like, okay, I touched this camera, right? Or the whole green screen thing. It's a little camera, so I can close my eyes. Now I can't see it physically, but me just touching it mentally, I get an image of what it is. I just know what it is. So you can do that with like with people. It's like okay, face, hair, down. So it's like I'm creating like this silhouette in my head of It's also a memory because of like obviously if you've done that it's like muscle memory, you know. So like if you feel someone's like torso area, right? Feel their torso, then you just know like okay, well here's their glutes, here's their pelvic area, here's their chest, and it just goes up without even having to like. I'm just being weird with how I'm explaining stuff. Basically, what I'm saying is you don't need eyes to see. You can see with your mind, the mind's eye. And people live on the like based on the flesh. They don't live based on the spirit. We have these two sides. So it's like my flesh side is like, yeah, call up this girl or whatever, have her come over. Or there's escort things. Okay, I've never hired an escort, by the way. I'm just saying it's like everything's at your fingertips, literally. I mean, everything. You just boom, find whatever you want. If you have the money, you could pay for whatever, right? Which again is made by the same people that created this system. So with all that being said, the flesh side is saying do, 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 but then there's the other side, the spiritual side, right? So that spiritual side is like, no, it's not good for you. It's only going to make you feel worse. It's going to drain your energy. It's going to drain your spirit. It's going to make you feel empty and miserable and disgusted and all this stuff, right? And then that it's a gateway thought because that'll spiral on other stuff because it's like, oh, I'm not good enough for this. I'm only worth that. The person only wants me for this. I only want that person for this. Then you get like those jealous thoughts like, oh yeah, I got my way with that person. Got to enjoy for that moment. But I'm not the exclusive one. I don't own that person. It was just my turn. And then that person's going to be on the next person who was on a person who was on a different person who was also on a person who was on a different person, and it just spirals out. And then why do I have this STD or these unwanted pregnancies? It's like, oh well, people are going to just have sex. um so yeah, abortion's okay because it wasn't planned. Well, yeah, maybe you didn't plan the child, but you planned to have sex. You planned to have unsafe sex. And really, the safest sex is no sex at all because contraception, like sex shouldn't be used. It doesn't mean like I was going to say sex shouldn't be used for pleasure. Basically, it shouldn't be used for pleasure outside of marriage. And this is why. Like it makes perfect sense in my mind, right? And it's not just me. If everyone actually sat down and thought about it, if two people got together and they stayed together inside, that's safe because there's not going to be any foreign antibodies, foreign substances, foreign stuff that is going to give them a risk of getting an STD. If they plan things and do things correctly, there wouldn't be unwanted pregnancies. If people didn't sleep around with other people, there wouldn't be jealousy. There wouldn't be people killing each other because they're cheating on each other. Wouldn't be all this drama and he said, she said. There wouldn't be people with multiple kids from different partners to cause confusion not only on the people's partners and extra partners, but on the kids that ultimately suffer the most. Having two moms, two dads, this and that, the fights, the carrying on. It's a joke. It's just a miserable feeling. But yeah. That's part one. 30 minutes, 31 minutes, whatever. As always, may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video.